Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's that time again. It's time for Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
Hey, I got a rim shot. Great. Here we go. Here's to all the folks in Southern California, in that whole area that are going through this disaster. We drink to your health. We drink to your
Safety
and recovery. Okay, and we drink to new leadership in the state of California. Yeah. We are
with the golden gun. Okay.
we're calling this drink the Golden Gun. I'm not sure. It should be like the yellow gun, but it's the Golden Gun.
Golden.
It's Tito's,
Do.
and it is
Lemonade.
limon,
Electric lemonade, but we're calling the man with the golden gun for a reason.
and it has a little water day tonic in it.
But it's good. It's
what my brother would call it. My brother calls boxed wine vin de carton.
I'm surprised he would like
Carton
boxed
wine.
wine. I'm surprised he would go for that.
He likes
I
boxed
wouldn't
wine.
do it now.
Well, because you never really open it.
Popcorn.
You never really open it. It tastes like cardboard. It tastes like plastic
Whatever.
because it's in a
It doesn't
plastic.
taste
It's in a
like wine.
plastic bladder. Well, but it never sees the air. It's never like, when you open a bottle of something, all the air goes in there. But you never open a bottle of boxed wine. You just keep pouring stuff out, and the bladder just sucks down on it. Anyway,
So John started having a ball, right?
yeah,
Well, okay, you're not.
I am. I'm having a ball.
everything's
I was
going
just talking about something else. That's all.
It'll be great. You'll be swell.
I can tell.
Because we break in this song a lot here.
It's from Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Hour.
It's from Gypsy.
It's from Gypsy, yeah, but Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Hour grabbed it.
Roadrunner
Meep, meep,
catches you, you're through.
meep, meep.
Do.
You were going to say why we call this drink the Golden Gun,
Oh, well, okay. So John's been.
but she interrupted herself.
John's been
Imagine
doing
that.
it
You did.
yourself.
I'm moving pardon my finger here. I'm moving our little picture so I don't have to, there.
Well, always when he gets in trouble, you're the interrupter, really, not me. I didn't do anything. Okay, but I will do this. So we're calling this the man with the golden gun or golden gun because John and I hear the songs prior to the show every night, and we've heard them
And
for
twice on Saturday and twice on Sunday. So when you come to see
we've heard them
Perfect
for
Crime,
months. So they're in our head every day.
right? That and happiness is a wonder. Sorry.
There's only good die young. That's what they say. Only the good.
What's the other gun song?
I got
Oh, yeah.
whatever that is. I don't even know what the words are.
That's Steven Tyler. Jamie got a gun.
Oh, Jamie got a
I think
gun.
it's Jamie.
Yeah,
Jamie
yeah,
got a
yeah.
gun, and that's Aerosmith. And one other one we hear.
God. Oh God! It's like every night.
Yeah,
Same
we
playlist.
that shot. Yeah, we hear that. But then, thank God, we hear Mozart. Bum, 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 bum. So
And
then the show starts, and then Mrs. Brent. I'm not Mrs. Brent. I'm the guy coming in looking for Mrs. Brent. I'm actually looking for Mr. Brent.
dashing inspector.
Don't I look dashing today?
I swear, I don't know how you do it, but it's better every single night. It just is. John's such a natural and plays
A natural what?
Look, you just have to be a natural. You have to be a phenomenon because it's not easy. You don't have the singing and the dancing backing you up and all the flash.
No, this is just the four of us.
This is just on stage.
Yeah.
Acting. 4 people straight up acting, and it's so good. And John is so amazing. And I really thought you would be, but you never know when you walk into a
I hear a little
situation.
doubt in there. I hear a little
Well,
doubt.
not now.
The seed of doubt.
No, because in the beginning you can control what you do, but you can't control what others do. So we were relying a lot on other folks, and they've done a great job. But John,
They're
just
so
did another
wonderful.
part.
And,
You did another part.
I come in and
Changed it.
well, yeah, I changed it a little bit. I came in with a different attitude. You have a different, you say the same words, but it's not necessarily what you say, but it's what you mean by what you say. So I came in and I'm trying to figure out the perfect crime. And I think it's so much fun. So much fun. Kathy is great. Everybody's great. It's been a ball. And quite a few of you have come to see it. That is greatly appreciated.
A few more are coming.
Yeah, because they say, oh, we watch your podcast every week. So that's really great. We appreciate it very, very much. Okay. California.
The old razzle dazzle. Razzle dazzle.
That's not this show. That's not this show. That's another show.
That was another show John
That's
said on
Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Right. So that's Chicago.
So
Philly
we feel
Flame.
bad about the folks in California. And in fact, the day of, whenever we found out the news, because we only had a few days to be able to get everything right, that's okay, because really it doesn't take a lot to put the caricature on the wall. But it is a huge deal because, well, backing up.
Wait a minute. We weren't talking about that at all. They have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they do, because they pay attention to everything.
Well, but we haven't said anything about it.
About to. Okay, so there's the
You can't make
fires.
reference to something you have not yet said.
Can't do that. That's what I do.
That's not how conversation works.
Conversation works. They know me.
The one time she wasn't wearing a hat is when she fell off the top bunk and hit her head. I'm convinced of that.
Oh, that's why I'm
Crazy. Yeah.
crazy
Okay.
Dave being on the bar. You know, people call me that. I'll be in public.
CD.
You're
Oh,
crazy
CD.
Dave.
Carlotta Donovan.
And another reference to the show.
CD.
There's so many references all day to the show. So
I
anyway,
remember that.
a lot going on, but I want to focus on the positive at the moment,
And then we're going to blast the leadership of the state of California.
which is huge, the positive, and we'll come back to it even because it's that bright and shiny. And
Right.
so John is getting a caricature at Sardi's. Woo!
Right. So as you're watching this, it's already been unveiled. It's great. Yay! Thank you.
Big deal. It is such a cool, big deal. because
Thank you.
people, when they come to New York, they go to Sardi's. It's like the theater restaurant.
It is.
And
It
it's
is.
been there forever. I thought it was like 100th anniversary, but John thinks it's older.
Yep. And like the Palm, it has. I think Sardi's started it.
Well, so at the Palm.
Not sure who
it's-
was
it's
first,
like
Sardi's or the
stickers.
Palm.
Putting the Palm down. I love the Palm, but they put stickers there.
Well, they've done that since they closed the original Palm,
Right.
so that in the event that they ever had to move again, I think they could move those. Or the original Palm, they were drawn on the or the artwork was done on the walls. I'm pretty sure, because there was and that building's gone. So I'm hoping that when they changed locations and moved to Rodeo Drive, is that where they are? The Palm in Los Angeles. Anyway, when they moved, I'm hoping that they took the time to take the drywall off, or it was such that they could take the plaster off, but I'm not sure, because they did have a Dukes of Hazzard corner in the original Palm restaurant on Santa Monica Boulevard. But I think Sardi's was the first one, because this was all about theater. So I think Sardi's, they came in and they some wealthy drunk person who could draw caricatures, I think probably just drew on the wall one night, and the owners, I think so. That's how that stuff happens. People don't say, hey, let's cover it. No, I think somebody was like, oh, look at this dude.
But it's like
And
it
it
had
was great.
as their corner on Santa Monica and where was it?
No, at the Palm restaurant,
Where?
the original Palm restaurant that you never went to.
I know, but that's what I'm asking. Is Santa Monica and what?
No, the corner was in the restaurant, not a Dukes of Hazzard corner. They had
Where was the restaurant?
I don't remember. I tried to find it last time we were there.
You just said
In
Santa
between,
Monica,
yes,
something.
in between Dan Tana's and La Cienega.
Oh,
It
okay.
was in there. It was in that area, and it's not there anymore. There's a lot of stuff that's not there anymore. And
But
speaking
we've
of
been
that,
here because we've been there a lot.
and they have the drawings on the walls too, but they are stickers. So
Forget it at the real
I don't know.
restaurant.
At Sardi's, I don't know if it's stickers or not.
No, it's in a frame. It's a real artist that
Saying real art
It's
does not appear on
artist.
stickers.
guitar. No. A real artiste, and the restaurant like Sardi's, they're not going to go with stickers. This is not the Target version of the theater. No.
So we're gonna do that tomorrow at 4 o'clock, but by the time you see this, it'll be yesterday.
And then when you go to Sardi's, in New York, you can come here and go to Sardi's, you'll find, hey, where's the John Schneider caricature? Because they do that.
That's right.
People come in and they'll ask, where I'm looking for this caricature, where is it? And they do a picture by it.
Right.
So forever now, you will be part of that establishment. And
Correct.
people look at pictures with you. It's very exciting.
It's very exciting. And Paul is there. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Paul is on the wall in there. Oh, that's right. They have the, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. They do that. Those are easier to move, by the way. Yeah, those are easier to move if you change locations. But I don't think Sardi's has ever changed.
Oh, they're never going to change locations.
So
44th and
the criteria is you have to be a celebrity, but you also have to have done Broadway. So when we went to the restaurant one night when we first got here, this one said, there's John Schneider on the wall anywhere. And the bartender, Max, he was great. He said, no, but I think Tom Wopat is. And of course, she went out and looked and looked and looked. And I don't think Tom is there, but he needs to be. He needs, because he's done a lot of Broadway. In fact, we just saw him at Birdland. Last.
What
Is that?
Birdland.
Oh,
So anyway, Tom was really great when we went to
oh
Broadway.
gosh, he's so good at that. I think you call it American Songbook. So he did a couple of Broadway
Yeah.
songs and a Joni Mitchell song. It was really quite haunting
Mhm.
and beautiful. So if you have the opportunity to see Tom play, whether he's playing at Cooters or wherever he's playing, go see him because it's really good. Especially if he brings Ted and Dave and the
That
band.
trio.
The band, my gosh, Dave plays the upright. It's just really fantastic.
Yeah, we had fun. That was nice. We went, John finished the show, so we rushed over to Birdland, which was, I don't know, a few streets over.
Yeah, just a few streets over. There we are. There we are. Tom's going, whoa.
The
What are
same
you doing
street as
here?
Sardi's.
No, that's
Yeah,
so
we
great.
surprised him. We took him over some liquor. What we
He was so he was so delighted to see us. So that's really great. You know, we're coming up on our this is actually our 45th anniversary since we started Dukes. Now, since it started airing, the 45th anniversary is next year, 2026. But for me, and for Tom and for all the cast of the Dukes of Hazzard, this is 45 years.
So
So
honey,
we've
are
had
you
that
saying,
friendship for that long.
honey, may I ask? So 45 years ago, you were in Georgia filming now? Because didn't you say you filmed when it was cold to begin with?
Yes, but we didn't start filming until the end of 78.
Oh.
So we weren't filming in January, February. We were filming in
Okay.
October, November, December.
Okay.
So it was an amazing time. But like I said, to have a friend or friends from that long ago is really quite remarkable.
And you all do get along.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love him like a brother. I do. And he loves me like a
Kathy,
brother.
too.
It's great. Catherine as well. It was really great because you found out that I didn't know Tom was playing because of course he didn't tell us, but she found out that he was
Yeah,
playing.
picked up, and I'm like, oh, Tom's playing. So, and it was just a
Let's
few
go
streets
see him.
away.
Yeah.
So we had to hustle to get out of John's show because afterwards,
Do the hustle. We can't do the whole thing. We
What
only
is,
have an hour.
what does the hustle look like? What kind of dance is that?
It's a line dance. Step,
Okay,
step,
country
step,
music
kick,
line
step,
dance?
step. Well, long before country music did that.
We
Country
can do it
music,
right here.
no.
Mm.
I don't remember how to do the hustle or the electric slide. Shag, the electric shag. Ha! That's the electric shag.
But you're not going to see Tom doing that. That's really not his style. Or maybe he would do it. I don't know. I don't, you know.
Oh, he's a showman. He'll do anything.
Oh, well, I
He's yeah, he's yeah. He just
can see Tom Wolfhead doing the electric
just
slide.
double dog dare him. And he'll do it with coolness.
But he was great, and you guys are so talented. But you are the uber talent right now because you have the play going on, and now with the inauguration, you've got your star-studded patriotic album that we've really not even pushed. We just had fun with that, but that's something to push to.
Yeah, if you haven't heard
inauguration.
Made in America yet, please get a hold of it. Go to johnschneider.shop and get a hold of Made in America. We just put the Bo Duke anniversary belt buckle out
Oh,
yesterday.
boy, that went crazy.
We had 100 of them, and I think they're almost gone. So if you want one of those, it's the sand dollar belt buckle that I wore, and Luke in Louisiana, not Tom Luke, but
That was
Luke
his idea.
in Louisiana. It was his idea, and it's just doing great. It's going gangbusters. So if you want one of those,
they're going. So I think you'll be out by tomorrow at least, maybe today.
I think so. Yeah. So if you want one of those, excuse me, get a hold of it. JohnSchneider.shop. Made in America. We're actually doing a special package deal for the inauguration of Made in America, and to die for. Some stuff that is patriotic, very patriotic, very flag waving.
Just a few days away. We're a handful. We're less than a week away from President Trump being official again.
Right. And you know what's so funny is there are friends of ours who will remain nameless, and friends of ours who will also remain nameless, but they both say the same thing, and they both mean entirely different things. Well, the world will never be the same again.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we've got about,
and we're like, great.
We got about four friends that don't mean that as a compliment, but everybody else, everybody else understands. In fact, I said, because Meathead, what an idiot. He said, Rob Reiner, my God, he said, when Donald Trump gets in the White House, I'm going to set myself on fire.
Yeah,
really?
Right.
Do you think that was the smartest thing to say during the most catastrophic wildfires in the history of your state? No. He said it last week. He did. Now, maybe they brought it back, as he had said something earlier where he said that.
Pretty bad.
But I suggested, well, maybe since Donald Trump is going to be president, maybe Rob Reiner did set himself on fire, and maybe it's his fault. I'm not saying it really is his fault, but come on. What a thing to say.
But they did say the house burned down, that baby won't you light my fire. Try to something.
Jose Feliciano?
No.
The Doors.
No. The Doors.
The Doors? Oh, Jim Morrison?
Yeah, but I think.
Well, but they've said.
It burned down.
They've said a lot of things. I've checked.
That's true. It could be urban.
Well, yeah, I've texted a bunch of friends of mine because I read or I saw that their houses were destroyed, and I get a note back and they say, hey, John, thanks for thinking of us. No, we're okay. So you really have to take all of that with a pound or two. Take it with a salt lick, not a grain of salt. Take it with a salt lick. And you folks who live in the country know exactly what that is. You folks who live in the city have no idea what a salt lick is. And, that's too bad. Mm-hmm. You should go and learn what that is. But what's been happening out there, I just posted a documentary that I guess it found me, but it's William Conrad. William Conrad was the voice of Matt Dillon in Gunsmoke on radio. He was also in Cannon on TV did a lot of things. Great voice. But this documentary was on a series. There was like 6 fires that broke out. In much the same, a recipe for disaster, I think is what it's called. But go to my Facebook page and you'll see it. The problem with this whole thing is that a lot of this documentary takes place in many of the areas that are burning right now. So people can't say that Gavin Newsom's of the world, and thankfully there's only one like him, can't say that this is climate change and this is unavoidable, totally unavoidable. We've never had anything like this ever. And it caught us all by surprise. Mayor Bass, yeah, caught you by surprise. Bullshit. This documentary that I posted yesterday was done in 1962. I was 2 years old. And guess what? They ran out of water. The fires jumped over what was going to be the 405. I don't think it was the 405 freeway yet. I think at one point he says the new 405. But it went up the canyons. It went down the hills. It went through houses. It just wasn't in Pacific Palisades. But it was in the Hollywood Hills. And the fire hydrants ran out of water in 1962. So don't tell us, we're not stupid. Don't tell us that this is totally unprecedented. Nothing like this has ever happened before, when there's old footage, not simulated, with all that stuff they do now to make footage look old. There is old footage in a beautiful documentary that was put together by the Los Angeles Fire Department to try to give a wake-up call to whoever was the governor and whoever was the police chief. I'm sorry, the mayor at that point, so that this sort of a thing wouldn't happen again. And now it's happened, and it's happened much worse. The same problems, but there are millions more people in these areas. There are hundreds of thousands of more houses in these areas since the documentary was done in 1962. So if you're going to have, if you know that there's going to be the potential of this incredible conflagration, and you've witnessed it, why, and you've decided now to develop more land, why, as you've developed more land and taken more money from taxpayers, or helped to create more taxpayers, and insurance companies were all, I'm sure, going bankrupt in 63 because of the 62 fire. But if you've seen that and you know that, why would you not grow your fire preparedness at the same rate as you are your development? Why would you do that? Why? Any idea?
What?
What do you think about what's going on up there? We haven't really talked about it.
It's terrible. I think that
Do you think it was unavoidable?
no, there were arsonists. No, I mean, let's talk.
There
about
were
what-
arsonists.
There were
Yeah.
arsonists. It only takes one, but I think there were more. It sounds like there was more than one. But Gavin Newsom and company did not. I mean, how do you not have water in the fire hydrants? How does that happen? That's terrible. But it was, it made worse by these horrible people who are arsonists. Why would you ever be an arsonist? It's so.
Well, yeah, I saw a thing on Tucker Carlson, and they were talking about. I gave the homeless the benefit of the doubt because I said, a lot of people here from different countries all around the world. We've let all these illegal aliens, right? Unverified, unvetted folks into our cities.
So you were thinking that they were the arsonists, maybe.
Well, no, I was thinking that, they come from a place when you're in Central America and you get cold at night, or you want to cook something, you make a fire.
Yeah.
Right. So they were unaware. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt and said, they're probably completely unaware of the danger. People who come, I can't tell you how many times I've been jogging in California and I still see some idiot roll their window down and flick their cigarette out.
Unbelievable.
In 2024, I haven't been there in 25, but in 2024, I saw that. What in the world? And, the kind of romanticized version of, I'm mixing the golden gun here, the romanticized version of the homeless population, like on, I think it was Rocky, when Sly Stallone's brother, I'm sorry, Frank, wonderful singer, but they're singing, take it back, take it back. They're standing around a 50-gallon oil drum fire, which was quite common, but the embers are coming up, and so I was giving the new homeless folks the benefit of the doubt, recovery. But I saw this little interview, Tucker Carlson. I'm not sure who he was interviewing,
They
but
caught somebody.
well, yeah, and a dear friend of ours, John Schneider, who I think we've talked about before.
Brother Rob Schneider.
Right, and I am John Schneider. I am John Schneider, brother of Bob Schneider. So
True.
But he said that a couple days ago, the police caught some guy on a bicycle with a blowtorch, like you use in a little propane. Well, not a flame. This is just starting fires in the hills of California. I think it was Woodland Hills or West. I'm not exactly sure where it was. But so this is adding insult to injury.
Yeah, the worst part is they're like, it's Trump's fault. I'm like, hello.
Hell?
All things, that is not Trump's fault. You may hate his guts, but he is not responsible for these.
He did not start any fires out there.
He tried to warn everybody, like, look, you got to fix this. You've got to change.
Well, you got to do something. He had a great idea, but 10 years ago, I think he said we need to sweep the floors of the forest.
And Joe Rogan talking about
all these areas, yeah. And I've lived in California, so I know what happens. You get the brush gets knocked down and it turns to compost like everything else. But if there's no rain, then it's not going to turn to compost as quickly. I think it still will. You know, eventually everything gets sucked down and processed by this grand old earth that we have. But short of that, what you need to do, and what I used to do when I lived in Agora Hills, is I'd go out and I'd cut as much of the stuff down as I could, and then I would rake all the pieces up and create a compost pile. Right. Now in Louisiana, you do that and you burn it. Now you don't do that in California. You better not do that in California. So it's a tragedy, and I don't understand why. Now this may be rumor, but I heard that some other leadership in Northern California was trying to get Gavin Newsom to accept water from them in the likely event. Remember, none of this is in the unlikely event of a catastrophic fire.
1 second, it's going to happen.
This is, you know, it's going to happen. It happens every year. The severity of it changes and the location of it changes somewhat, but it happens every year. Mudslides happen every year. That's what's coming up.
Mhm.
You know, in February, California historically gets a lot of rain. Well, now all the root systems are gone.
Terrible.
So the only plus side of that is all the houses that are in the way of the mudslide are gone.
Yeah, true.
So what is that saying about history? Those who
Don't know their history are deemed to repeat it.
yeah. So I don't understand why California was not more prepared. I don't understand why Mayor Bass allocated what, $28 million to making sure that homeless, undocumented people who may start fires up near the Hollywood sign for fun or for eat.
It took it out of the
fire department. What in the world? Why would you do that? And you people are the ones that stop messing with my stomach.
What? I'm not.
I'm trying to make a point here.
Stomach.
I do. More, so we eat pasta every day here.
Well, no,
I don't understand. I'm not going to get off this thing. I don't understand.
Okay, while we're taking a break.
We're not taking a break. It's a fourth sabbatical.
We have
You talk for a minute.
Fans, you know, they'll give us suggestions about what to talk about. So one of those was to say something about the Osmond who died, because was it Wayne?
Mm-hmm.
So Wayne Osmond who died, I don't know, they just felt it would be nice for us to talk about it or say something.
One of mine,
we're so close to Marie Osmond.
Well, and the brothers too, everybody. Mm-hmm. I was and mom and dad way back when. So one of my shining moments was actually it was the year or 2 years before the birth of Children's Miracle Network. We were doing a telethon for the March of Dimes, and we're doing it up in Provo or Orem? Provo, where the gosh, I hope that's right. I'm sorry, Marie, if that's wrong. But we were doing a telethon there, and I got to sing, "You ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe it's not that funny, but I'm traveling along, singing a song side by side." That was a song that the Osmond brothers sang. I think before Donnie broke out and became such a monstrous star. So great. So I got to sing with Wayne, got to sing with all the boys. Of course, I've sung with Marie a bunch of times. Somebody was at the show last night. There we are. Look at that. You know, one of our hairdos has changed. You know, that's embarrassing. That's the same.
They're a fabulous.
There's the Donnie and Marie show, or Johnny and Marie show. That's what somebody said last night. They said they saw the Johnny and Marie show in where were we? New Jersey. We were in
Atlantic
City, New Jersey, and because Donnie had pulled a glute muscle, he pulled a butt muscle, right? So he couldn't do the show. So I did the show for 3 or 4 weeks with Marie. It was a lot of fun. A couple of weeks out in Vegas and a couple of weeks back here in Atlantic City. But an amazing family and great folks. So go back and listen to some of the original Osmond brothers. Okay, you'll be shocked.
I remember the cartoon.
Oh yeah,
it was the Osmonds versus the Jacksons.
Yep, that was funny.
It was a cartoon, and it was like they were both on. It was like dueling,
dueling amazing.
They were the boy groups. They were
Right.
the first boy groups.
Well,
Later,
Donnie's voice at 9 years old was just
Well, and so
incredible. And Michael Jackson's voice at 9 years old.
So
I mean,
the crazy.
you listen to I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and listen to all that stuff that that Michael did or the Jackson 5 did when Michael was little. My God, I don't think there was a more talented singer dancer. Certainly,
not as a little kid like that.
No.
That
So
was crazy. But they were all talented. The Osmonds are amazing.
they're amazing.
Jacksons as well. But you know, it's nice.
I think it would be sacrilege to toast to Wayne because that is not part of their faith structure. So I'm not going to do that.
They don't.
But I'm going to say,
Mormons don't drink, right?
There we go.
Mormons don't drink, right?
They drink diet drinks.
Do they dance?
Oh yeah, my God, nobody dances better than Donny Osmond. You can take that to the bank. Yeah. So
Okay.
I still don't know what I was saying.
May tomorrow be a perfect day. May
I know I wasn't saying that.
and laughter along the way. May God keep you. You all know where that's from, right? Good night, everybody.
Wrong show.
Johnny and Marie were a fabulous pair.
So my big
I bet Donnie got well real quick because he didn't want it to stay Johnny and Marie. I bet.
right. That's right. Oh, I'm feeling better.
I'm
Feeling better. So the big mystery to me is why didn't they fix the problem, knowing that it was likely, very likely, to occur again. Historically, it always has. Why aren't things in place to help our firefighters keep safe? I mean, what Mayor Bass did to thousands of firefighters is she threw them into harm's way. If she's going to do that, give me a single. She threw them into harm's way, and with no apparent thought for their welfare. And the thing that really, pun intended, burns me up is that the leadership in the state of California, being is it a sanctuary state? The whole thing is okay. So it's a sanctuary state.
Sanctuary.
They are more. That was
Sanctuary.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Well done.
They were more and continue to be more concerned with the health and well-being and shelter of the illegal folks that they have welcomed into the state and basically into our country. So when schools have been closed down throughout the country because they need to house illegals in the gymnasium, but you can still do school from online at home. You can still do that. So when they do that, when they take hotels in Manhattan and they fill rooms with illegals because they're a sanctuary city, is New York a sanctuary state? Okay, it's a sanctuary state. It's now on a beautiful sunny July afternoon, maybe that's okay. But when you've got all of a sudden last week, all of a sudden there was 180,000 people, and that's probably a very conservative estimate, 180,000 people that no longer had a place to live, who had a beautiful place to live yesterday, a wonderful place to live yesterday, and now they've got no place to live, and they've got no place to stay because the governor of the state of California and the mayor of Los Angeles have given the rooms away. They've given the rooms away. It's insane. So what do they say? What is that great old adage? Expect the best and plan for the worst. Well, they didn't plan for the worst here at all. And they are still, as we are doing this podcast, the fires are still raging. 2 of them, I think, are still 0% contained. But thank God, all the gang members from Venezuela, they've got a place to stay tonight. Well, come on, folks. Why don't you care about your constituency? I think you can see that's a thread that runs through almost everything I say. If you are in public office, if you are a public servant, you need to care about your constituents and your state more than you do your rich buddies or your own bank account. And I see no evidence of that with Gavin Newsom. He ought to resign today. Mayor Bass ought to resign today. Both of these morons are getting in front of people and they're saying to people, gosh, we don't know what happened. You know, we were so taken by surprise of this. It's global warming. It's climate change. It's all this nonsense. It's not. It's you giving away millions of dollars worth of finance that could go to make Los Angeles and California overall a safer place for the people who live in it, the people who pay taxes in it. But you didn't do that. So don't go blaming it on somebody else, and don't go blaming it on an act of God. No, I'm not done yet. Don't blame it on it's not right. And nobody's buying your bullshit anymore.
Can
Okay?
we talk about
Nobody.
chocolate pasta now? Please. Look, I know it sucks in
Give her a
California
single.
right now,
Please.
but I like to keep things light and fun. I mean, we talk about issues, but we can't stay on a.
This is not a light and fun podcast.
It's a light and fun podcast. Sometimes
Sometimes, yeah.
we go back and forth.
It's light and fun when you talk, and it's not when I talk.
Don't no.
What were you saying?
Do 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 do.
This is not senseless musical rambling with John and Dee Dee. That's not what this is. No.
Partially that for sure.
Okay, well
No.
then go ahead. Do your part.
So guess what? So we'll end up doing an album or other fun things. We're going to do everything. I'm just saying, you don't even
An
know.
album of
Donnie and
random.
of whatever we want. Look,
I would not do that to you. No, we're not doing an album of senseless, mindless, what just comes up
no,
spur of the moment.
just say, hey, people want us to do an album like you've done 29. Your 30th one can have a little fun to it, a little spice.
Are you
to
saying
it.
my albums are not fun?
Yeah, I like them.
Merry Christmas, baby. Sure do treat me nice.
Johnny.
That was fun.
Outside.
That was Lopez. That's a great album.
It's great though. That is a great. What's it called, baby?
It's
so
called
good.
Home for Christmas.
It's so good. Look, I
It
think
really is.
it's good to have a mix of the issues going on in the world, but also to keep it a little lighter.
I
because-
agree, but I just can't let the bastards get away with it.
I know, but you're not. I mean, you want to have it, and rightly so.
Well, you wanna.
It's terrible, and people, the whole country is mourning.
Am I going to get in trouble again?
Fires.
Am I going to get in trouble for saying bad things about Gavin Newsom?
No, people.
Is anybody out there saying good things about Gavin Newsom
No.
other than, of course,
No.
Gavin Newsom
No,
and Nancy Pelosi?
no, you're fine there.
Okay, good.
But I was just thinking we could talk a little bit about like the food and also about the inauguration coming up because it's so
Absolutely.
exciting. It's only a few days away.
The food in New York.
Because we've chatted about it, but you could have a show on that and it could be a daily show.
444. A daily show.
It is unbelievable. You know, people do that.
How to put
You
on
need to get
500
better.
pounds in 500
Oh,
days.
I'm telling you, we were like blowing up. John and I, and we're like, I felt like I was losing weight or I was doing pretty well. And then all of a sudden I said, I'm not doing well right now. And then we were
The zipper on your jacket doesn't lie.
right in your pants.
The hole in your belt buckle, in your belt,
So we're like, what's going
doesn't
on?
lie.
We walk every day, but we were eating pasta every single day. We just got on a pasta kick, and you cannot eat pasta every single day. So we kind of
I guess not.
recalibrated what we need to do. So it's not like it's terrible, but we were eating pasta every
Yeah,
day.
we walk to the theater and back every day. So, and sometimes twice. So it's a mile, it's 1.1 miles to the theater. And of course it's 1.1 miles back, depending on how you go. But we stopped and had, oh my God, the chocolate fettuccine that I posted the other night on Facebook. What is the name?
No, but tell them what happened. Okay, so John posted on Facebook, and John's got a ton of followers, very low followers, and thank you all
I know
very
they're
much for
watching
that.
right now. Thank
I
you.
know, we love you.
We need more. I need more followers on YouTube, by the way. That's where I get
And
very
also,
serious about stuff.
so Dee Dee and John YouTube, will you please follow?
Right, we're gonna do this. What were you saying?
So anyway, so John posted about the chocolate pasta and his he doesn't have just one picture on the wall at Da Marino, which is very famous Italian restaurant.
Da, new word,
Marino.
Marino. It's right across, directly across from the play Chicago, from the musical
Yeah.
Chicago.
And the guy there's great. You
Yep.
know, I
Oh.
mean, so, but there's not just one picture of John who's right there, front and center, by the way. There's another one. He's got 2 pictures on the wall. He was very,
Me
very
and
popular.
Pasquale. Me
Yeah.
and Pasquale. We
So-
can drink to Pasquale.
Yeah.
Pasquale.
I'm assuming, well, I guess I get it. Mormon. Okay, no Mormon toast. So,
Wow, that took a while.
no, but I automatically thought we should toast Wayne too, but I get it because they drink milk. They don't drink liquor. Okay.
Right. What were you saying?
I was saying,
Bad enough I have to remember what I'm saying. I have to prompt her so she'll continue the sentence.
I don't need, I don't, look, I don't need prompting. I'm good.
Okay.
I will get it out there. So anyway, what I was saying is John posted about the pasta on Facebook. And
Chocolate
I'm telling you,
fettuccine.
in 30 seconds, ring, and the maitre d, and it's all right there. And he was saying, oh, well, you know, it is chocolate, but it's not that sweet, and it's very famous, and it's wonderful. And I'm thinking, I bet he just saw John's post on Facebook, and sure enough, that was
He
it.
came over and said, you know why this guy called? This guy called because he just saw your post on
I
Facebook.
knew.
Yep. So it's great. Don Marino's. Not Don. Don Marino's.
Marinos.
Check it out if you come into New York. There we go. And look at that.
Oh yeah.
So it's not sweet at all. They put when they make the pasta, they mix. Gosh, what is it? It's not chocolate powder.
Is it nutmeg or cinnamon?
No, it is chocolate, but it's
Tastes like it.
real chocolate. It's not, real chocolate is not sweet. Like real coconut does not taste like coconut. Yeah, so it's not. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So we only got the appetizer.
That was enough.
Yeah, because you can get if you go there, the servings are great. Servings are huge. The food is just wonderful.
And I may have mentioned this before, but the Sex and the City fans, Chris Noth goes there all the time.
Because they shot some Sex and the City.
Everybody goes there all the time, and he's a great guy. If you all don't know who he is, he's played Mr. Big on Sex and the City. He was a very, very close friend of Paul Sorvino's.
Right.
Because they
did
original Law and Order.
Law and Order. Dum dum.
And they also did Mr. 3000, another great movie you should all watch. But we're there and having the pasta, and then that happened. And then
That was great.
come in and they know who John is. So for me, it's fun because it's like John's like, oh, I'm Mount Kisco and I don't do the city. And whenever he was here for
Do I really? Do I do it like that?
Yes, because let me finish. So whenever he's like, I said, well, this play would be really good for you, I think, but the accommodations were key because you can't stay in New York in a crappy place. You just cannot do it. You're either in or you're out. So,
Right.
But what Mr. here did when he was here in Chicago, and we may have mentioned this and touched upon it, but
Don't make a face.
it's so bad. So
No.
we're just so everybody knows, we have this beautiful Park Avenue apartment.
This is great. Gary Zimmerman, thank you.
Well, he may not have wanted to be doxxed, but you did. So, okay. But anyway, great guy, Gary. Thank you. Now that you put it out there for everyone to know where we are and all that. But anyway, it's okay. So we're at this beautiful Park Avenue apartment.
Doesn't have his name on the door.
Terraces,
Oh, it's fantastic.
2 bathrooms, and if you're, and New Yorkers get this, that's a palace in New York. I mean, because space is limited.
Yep.
So that was part of the deal. And I'm like, okay, great. But John, when he did Chicago, I said, well, where did you stay? Because when we're in Chicago, and I may have mentioned this before,
Where I wanted to stay.
another podcast, but I'm like, I have been to all these places like 82 times. This is my hood. This was where I lived for a decade or so.
Oh, and I'm a snob.
I'm not a snob.
This is my hood. This is my home where I lived.
Okay.
Being loving.
Say it like that. I'm just saying that I know the area and I know the restaurants, and John didn't know any. He knew Applebee's. That's it. He didn't know anybody. He didn't know
did not go to Applebee's. Thank you.
Where did you go? Oh, let me.
John Marina, thank you very much.
It's where John would
One of
go.
the greatest restaurants in the city is where my picture's up twice, and I don't know squat.
But after
Go ahead. Keep digging.
But after that hour in the day, John would go to be with Barnum and Bailey Circus in freaking Jersey City. You're doing a show in Midtown Manhattan. You're the star of Chicago, and you're freaking over the star.
Billy Flynn is not the star of Chicago. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, it is.
No.
It says so. It is. Well, you're a star of this show, Perfect Crime, but you're also a star at Billy Flynn.
No, Kathy's this. No. See,
A star. You're always a star. You are always a star.
One of the people in it. I am one of the people in it. When I stayed in Jersey City in my motorhome.
That's ridiculous.
It's
Who
not
does
ridiculous.
that?
I do. I wanted my surroundings.
Trip. Guess what? I was like, oh no, we're staying in the city. We're going to Don Marino, where your picture is, to revisit, because after Don Marino, he would take the taxi or run across the bridge or go.
I had a car, thank you very much.
To the circus.
Harry would take me home.
Jersey City? You want to be in Jersey City or do you want to be on Park Avenue? Just asking. My guess.
I came back to the motorhome. I would write, I would work out, I'd jog every day, and I'd go to sleep and go do my job at night. I didn't need to be wandering around the city gaining 500 pounds.
Set on fire. That's what they do if you go. It's
that's only now. They didn't do that then. That wasn't a sport yet.
Look,
we got to clean all this stuff up. We got to protect our people.
Walk home. You don't want to go over, water to Jersey.
I wanted to live in my motorhome where I knew where my toothbrush and my clothes and my weights and my computer
but now
was always.
You're on the avenue.
I love being here on the avenue, but should I have any reason to come back here to do anything, I'm going to try to talk her into the RV park in Jersey City. Because right now, our RV is sitting probably behind a snowdrift. We had a great scare. We had to put fuel in it. Wanted to put. Oh, fine. Tell everybody where the motorhome is. They don't. They think it might be in Jersey City, but wherever the motorhome is, do you hear my voice?
Yes.
Wherever the motorhome is, this one here sent someone to put some fuel in it, and they said they couldn't find it.
And I was worried. Uh-oh.
It's 45 feet long. It's 13 feet tall.
They took it to Milton, Kentucky.
And we wondered where it was, but they did find. They were just looking in the wrong place, thankfully, because it's kind of hard to miss. Mm-hmm. It's the only one. It's a big one, and it's going to look great in Jersey City, should that ever occur. So, what do you want to close with? Because we only have 10 minutes. We're okay. Go ahead.
On the avenue.
You already did that.
Look, I love New York. I do. I mean, I'm happy to be back because when we left.
I am too. I'm not saying I don't love New York. I just,
No, but you're trying to say that you'd prefer to be in Jersey City in a motorhome with Barnum and freaking Bailey. No.
That was cool. Out my window was the Statue of Liberty. Out my other window was the bearded lady. And people juggling in the parking lot. It was amazing. It was really great.
Square and the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Princess Tavern and Battery Park and Central Park. It's a great city and there's so much to see.
Fresh air. I'm living that. It was not my favorite show as a child, but now I'm actually living. I'm living.
Hey, you know what? I'm from Indiana, so it's not like I am a total city dweller, but I do love history and I do love architecture and I do love good food, and New York is full of it. And let me say, New York has come back, not all the way, because you hear about people being set on fire in the subway. That sucks. Terrible and rude.
Just to another change in leadership.
Hate. Terrible. Oh, that's just terrible. But we don't do the subway. I used to do it all the time, but now I will have to say it is
one of the most remarkable public transit systems in the world. And glad you brought this up.
I used to do it.
Again, the leadership in the state of New York. Gosh, I heard her talking this morning. We
just saw her.
We just saw her.
Governor Hochul.
But she's
Hochul. I don't know.
She's all about uh,
No, they're trying.
responding to problems rather than preventing them. As I sound like a freaking fortune cookie, but you know, what is it? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It is. And if these folks would just adhere to that simple fortune cookie adage,
Honey, I like that. A corkin.
fortune,
What was that? A corkin.
a fortune cookie adage that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I think that was Benjamin Franklin. See, it's still working. It's still working. I think that was him. It might not have been him, but what was Oliver Douglas's name?
Oliver.
It was Oliver. What was his whole name?
I don't know.
Oliver Wendell Douglas. History. What? Oliver Wendell Holmes.
And Ava Gabor, where's the Ava? Ava, it was Ava though, right? Ava, what? Oh,
Ava.
Ava, na 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 na.
So.
Na 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 na. Is that like Ava?
So. When the next voting cycle happens for anyone in your town,
because it's so bad that you want to keep. Look,
well, because there has to be a message here, and the message is you have one of the things I keep seeing about California. One of the things I keep seeing about California is people from elsewhere say, well, that's who they voted for, so they need to deal with it. Well, you know, it is a situation where there's a lot of people congested in a couple of areas, Los Angeles, San Diego, Sacramento. The rest of California is agriculture. It's wineries, but it's oranges, it's pineapples, it's soybeans, it's agriculture. Most of it is agriculture. So most of it depends on water. So all I'm saying is next time you have the opportunity to vote, make sure that you vote those in who feel the way you do and who care about your way of life. Okay? Not just people who are promising a free handout. Obviously, the free handout in Los Angeles, in California right now, is not free because it is going to cost taxpayers and the state of California, and probably not the feds, because the feds told them, Donald Trump told Gavin Newsom pretty clear, if any sanctuary cities or sanctuary states have every right to do exactly what they want, but they give up their we're not going to send them any federal money. You know, so if you want to play that game, there you go. Play it. The checkbook does not have your name on it.
Okay, so
vote properly. That's all. And I don't care who you vote for. Just vote properly. Vote for someone who cares about your lifestyle and who you feel can protect you. What are you doing?
I'm over Gavin Newsom. It's so negative.
I am over. I'm so glad you brought. I am so over Gavin Newsom and Bass.
So, hey, for the inauguration, pause. I see how to call him Paul sometimes. Sorry. So anyway, it's a compliment because, you know, anyway, it's all connected. And Bobby Kid Rock is playing at the inauguration.
Yes, of course.
John's a very good friend. Now, John cannot do that. He was invited to do some things we cannot discuss, but he's here doing the play. He's got a commitment. So we're here in New York, but it's nice that your friend who is going to come to everybody was coming, but people are at the inauguration and he's practicing.
Right.
And he said, I'm in Michigan practicing, buddy. He was all excited about John's caricature, but he's going to sing for the president for the inauguration. So that is a good excuse, right, honey?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Jamie's going to be doing, the Ringo's All-Star Band. So Jamie Johnson is playing with Ringo's All-Star Band. But by the time you see that was last night. So he played there Wednesday. But there's great people, and we all support one another, and we all like when we showed up for Tom's concert. Tom's going to come see the show next week.
Look,
it's important that you support your friends.
It's a scheduling thing. It's always the scheduling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduling is tough, but the great thing about John's caricature at Sardi's, you can go anytime and he'll be there for the rest of your life.
I wonder what hair they're going to give me.
I don't know.
Probably that Marie Osmond hair.
I am dying to see the caricature. I cannot wait. I think it'll be so cool. I'm so excited. by this time tomorrow, we have seen a caricature and we'll post it, right, baby?
Oh, sure we will.
We'll
That's not
post it
bad.
so you can see it, and we'll probably do a T-shirt, right? Wouldn't that be fun?
Sure, if we can. I mean, I don't know if there's any licensing we have to do with that.
I think it's okay. I think we're good. Pretty
She
sure.
thinks it's okay,
I do.
so it's okay.
Yeah, I'll have a chat with
See
the
how this
caricature
works?
guy.
She'll have a chat.
I'll have the chat with the caricature
Hey,
artist.
I got this guy I want you to talk to for a minute about a T-shirt. Yeah,
I'll get out the wad.
his name is Vinny the Knee.
I'll
What
get
is that?
out
Oh, look at that. She's got like,
the wad.
I bet you've got close to $40 there.
You,
I see it.
you need to always have a wad. Here's why. Because sometimes people
So if somebody holds you up,
no,
you got to give them something. If they get pissed.
things won't work. Sometimes you need cash. Sometimes, like for waiters and like
Absolutely. Valet.
sometimes you really always need to. I learned that. You know, to
It's
have
called a grease gun.
when you
Grease gun.
take care of people who take care of you. And we don't have a lot of time
Absolutely. We have a minute and
left.
53 seconds.
Yeah, but I always like, if you don't have enough money to go out, don't. If you don't have enough money to go out and tip people and take care of wait staff, just don't go. Stay home. Get pizza. Be done.
I agree. Yep.
Yeah,
I don't like it when they automatically charge you a service fee. I don't like that.
I thought they would usually do that only if you had like 10 people or more.
They started doing it otherwise, but yeah, I don't agree with that because but you can subtract if you disagree with the
I didn't
service
do
fee.
that. I never heard of that.
You can. It's math. It's simple math. You can add a tip or you can subtract a tip. You are the card holder. You are the person responsible for paying the balance on the credit card. So you can do whatever the hell you want with it. Now, I think if you get a bill for $50 and you do minus $100, I don't think you'll get $50 credited to your account. So don't try that. Don't try that.
Well, John and I believe what you give, you get. I mean, and that's not what
Yeah, but you don't give people
That's
things they
not-
don't deserve.
I know, and that's not when you give things just because you get back. Be try to be as generous as you can.
Oh, absolutely.
the
Oh,
folks
I
like
believe in
that-
being generous.
like
Certainly I
the-
do.
Gosh, I feel so bad for them. The doorman in New York, to me, that is such a tough job because they just stand up there in the cold and open the door, and it's hard.
It's the people who expect something for nothing that really, pun intended, burn me up.
Hey, before
What?
we go, the guy on the street.
You know who you are. What?
No. John will give
No?
people signing stuff every night. And one guy said, my brother's a police officer. He has no money. He doesn't have enough money to live, but they give $1,000 a night to the homeless, to the
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Illegals.
Yep.
and then encourage them to do blah, blah, blah. So I think that with Trump, it's President Trump, I'm sorry, will totally change.
Oop, that means we have a minute.
We have 1 minute left, but I'm so
Dog barks.
excited. I'm so excited. We've had a lovely time here in New York. We're just a little past halfway. John's caricature is now in Sardi's. So when you go to Sardi's, look for John Schneider. Hey, man.
We'll post a picture like we said. We'll post a picture.
It's going so well. We've got so much to be grateful for. And I personally am just excited about that. Your show and Trump. I just think
Yep. It's going to be great.
It's coming up roses.
We've got everything's coming up roses, and we've got the Hot Wheels show in Vegas on the 22nd of February, 21st and 22nd, I think.
Stuff going on.
Yep. That's okay.
Belt buckle and moonshine.
Said that date for the first time. Yep. The belt buckle is out. We talked about that. The moonshine is out. Revenuersreserve.com. We hope to have some great news about that. Probably not next week, but maybe the week after that. So until then, take care of yourselves.
Let us know what you want to hear. What should we talk about? Because our friends and fans do say, hey, I want to talk about this.
And what should we not talk about? You all take care. Remember,
we love you.
Remember, politicians work for you.
Bye.
They are public servants. Make them do their job or get rid of them. Bye.
Bye.
Woo! Hit it!